Hello and how are you? My name is Muhindo and I welcome you to our 11th lecture of creating a complete inventory management system. We always do 40 minutes. As you can see, our timer has started. So without wasting any minute, let's go straight into our today's business. As you can see, I have already opened my project. There it is, and I think it's already running. Let me first check. It's already running on our pod. If I come here, and I put our endpoint, you can see our project is already running there. Okay, so where did we stop? So we stopped at the point of updating categories, whereby when the stock changes, it updates the stock categories. So we're going to work to do the same on the stock subcategories. When stock changes, it should update the stock subcategories. I don't think we did that. Let me see if we did that, and then sometimes I forget because I work on many projects. So let us see stock item, and then we have created, updated. So we're updating even the stock the stock subcategory. See here, update self, and I think I've already created it. So I've already back to the logic of updating the stock subcategories. We even tested when the stock is running out, all that stuff. We already tested that. All right, so with that much said, let's go ahead and now see. Okay, let's go ahead and now see, and now proceed from where we stopped at the previous lecture. Right now we finished these stock items. Let us finish the designing of the form, and also I think even the form we finished it. Let us finish the designing of the table. After finishing the designing of the table, we come to the stock records. Yeah, okay, I think stock records where we were. Okay, we are here on stock records. Okay, so we finished searching. Okay, I think this is where we stopped at exactly, at stock records. Okay, so you want to be able to create a stock record, and also when you create a stock record, you should come and update the stock categories and the stock subcategories. That's where we were, I think, because I worked on many projects, so I forgot this one where I stopped at. I think this is where we are. At this level, we stopped at where we can start the stock, the stock item, and then we display it like this. All right, so without wasting much time, let's go straight into today's business. Okay, so right now we're going to work with we are going to proceed from here. So here we are showing vegetables and current value of vegetables, but we're not showing whether they're kilograms or they're what. So let us go ahead and display also the measuring unit. Okay, so I'll go ahead and zoom my video, my screen, so you can see clearly, and then I'll come here to our API, and then you come to this API of stock the stock the endpoint of stock items. So you can see we are sending back the name text, but in name text we're not displaying the we're sending back the stock category, SKU, and also the category, the stock category. We're sending back the SKU, okay, and also these are item, not subcategories. That's just stock items, and also the name text. So in the name text, you have to go and add there the weight. So I'll press here, and then I go to the stock, to the stock item, and then you come to where there is name text attribute here. It would be great if you also add the measuring unit. Okay, so it is stock category. Okay, I was supposed to add this one here like this, I think, and then the measurement unit. Okay, so now you see we can be able to do that to get the measuring unit. When you do like this, I see the measuring unit now shows up. That's good. I think this is the point where I just made a mistake. All right, so let's go ahead and add the stock category. It will be calculated in background, so I'm going to remove it from here. let's go ahead and do that. So I'll come here to the stock item record, the stock record controller, stock record controller, and then we shall remove this one. We shall do it in background. So let's go ahead. Stock category shall also do it in background, created by this one. You can do it here and hide it, so you can put here default. Okay, you can put here default and put hidden. Okay, default, you put, okay, let me collapse this one. You put here default and then you put the person who is logged in. Okay, so if I come here and refresh, I'll see that this is the person who is logged in and I'm creating it. So I'll just come here and do hidden, so it should not be tampered with. Okay, that's okay. The SKU, this will be created by it will be in back end. Okay, the name of the product would also be in the back end. Okay, so this is the stock record. The name could also be in back end. The measuring unit is also be in back end. Okay, then the description, this one can be, we can let it someone to feed in the description about this particular expense or sale. Okay, and then here we have the type of the record. So this type of a record, we can say maybe it is it expired, okay, maybe it's because of expiry, maybe it is a sale, or maybe it is something like that. Okay, so let us put here let us put here the reason why the stock is getting out. Okay, so we put here the radio, or can put here, yes, radio, and then you put here the types, the possible types that can lead to the stock getting out. Okay, so you can put here the first one, you can say the stock out. Okay, let's go ahead and comment this one. All right, so type of a record, just a minute. Hello? Yes, hello. Yes, hello. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Marhaba. Siraji vipi? Mambo? Niambie. Takuja tarehe 10 inshallah. Hii ni simu ya nani? Acha ni save. Haya, asante kumpigia. Okay. All right, so the type of records, of course all of them, they are going to be stock out. This stock record will be stock out records. So maybe we can say maybe it is a sale, maybe it is a damage, maybe it is a return. Okay, it is a sale, or it is a damage. It is a expiry. You can put here expiry, expired, and also maybe others, lost, others. Okay, so alright, so this one will help us to make statistics and know the reason why the stock are getting out. All right, so maybe you can put also maybe internal use. Okay, internal use, sometimes they may use it just within, so you may need to put their internal use, and then maybe put here after you put the description. Okay, a description like this. Then after you put now the quantity brackets in units, and then you make it required, and also then after you put the what, you put the selling price. This one will be calculated from the back end, and then the total sales will be calculated from the back end. So those are the items that we need to do what, to create when you're doing what, when you're creating the stock. Okay, so someone will come here and stack a particular item, for example this one, and then say it is a sale, and then maybe say here's some reasons, okay, some description, and then put here maybe the what, the quantity, and then submit. Okay, so that is what you're going to do right now. Okay, so there are things, let's go ahead. If we submit right now, of course you're going to get errors because there are things that you have to do in background. For example, the stock ID, all those things, you have to do them in background. Okay, so you have to put them in background. So I'm going to go in a what, in the database and fetch these, okay, and fetch more things that we may need to put in a stock record. So I'll go to a database, okay, and then come to stock records, and then come here, copy these items, and then you're going to see which things that you're going to do what, to implement there. Okay, so I'll copy this and then come to to our system, to our stock record item, our stock record here. Okay, so in this stock record, let's see a few things that we're going to implement here. So I'll just paste here thing that I've just copied in the other side. Okay, so in the table of the stock records. Okay, so I'm in the stock record class, model. So I'll remove ID. I don't need ID. I don't need updated art. I don't need category ID. This one we are going to okay, let's see a few things that we need. Company ID, we can do this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and implement these things. So we're going to put here our boot. Okay, so we go ahead and write the boot system, the boot methods. Let me go ahead and remove these things here. Okay, all right. Okay, so we begin the company ID. So how can you get the company ID? We know when you're submitting this stock, you're submitting the category. Okay, so let us get also the category, the subcategory. Sorry, you cannot submit this one without getting a subcategory. So we're going to get the subcategory by saying so subcategory, and then you say find, then it's find stop subcategory ID. Okay, so we check if this subcategory is null. If it's equal to null, I throw an error, I say invalid what? Invalid subcategory. That is the first level. Then it means that now we can get the company ID by saying model company ID equals to stock subcategory, then company ID, because subcategory comes with the company ID. So I remove this one. Another thing that we're going to need here is the stock item ID. Stock item ID. So I think we need this is the one that we shall need. Okay, stock item. Okay, first wait, let's go slowly. So stock item ID is the one that we shall need because it is necessary. So you're going to search here stock item, because you cannot create a stock record without what? Without a stock item. So I put here maybe item, I say stock item. Okay, so we go ahead and check. If it's not equal to null, if it's equal to null, we throw an exception and say the stock item was not found. So the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to now get the what, the model, I mean the company ID. So the company ID, it will attach to what, the stock item, of course. Okay, after doing that, the next that we're going to check, you're going to check the stock category ID. So stock category ID equals to stock item, and then put stock category ID. Okay, because this stock category ID is attached to the what, to this stock item, of course. Okay, this stock item comes with a stock category ID. If you still remember, if you come to the database, you'll find that the stock item, it has a category ID, it has even a what, a subcategory ID. So we can set it from here when we are creating. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to set the what, the stock subcategory ID. Okay, so we can set that one also. So created by, this one of course will be created from the other side. They can leave this one, and then SKU, we can as well get it from here. SKU. Okay, the name of the product. So if you want to keep this name fixed, we have to save it on this record. We can get it from there. And then the measurement unit, make sure that you're using the same word. So here I call it what, measurement unit. So measuring unit, of course, this one will have to first get the what, the subcategory of this stock. So if you still remember, let me see, if we go to stock item, it has what you call here, subcategory. Okay, so we have to go to subcategory in order to access the what, the measuring unit. So you should have this relationship there. Okay, so stock subcategory, then measuring unit. Okay, then the description, of course, this one, it will be generated from the other side. So if we can check if description, if description equals to what, if description equals to null, then you can say maybe description is equal to type. Okay, so we check in case it is null, then we equate it to the what, to the record type. Okay, like this. So type, it should not be null, of course. And then the next thing that we're going to do is the quantity. This quantity, of course, we can go ahead and get the quantity here from the item here. So if you want to make sure that the quantity is in a positive, it is in positive, you surround it with what we call ABS. So ABS will make sure that the whatever integer here is positive. You can even check if quantity is less than 0, then you can throw an error and say you cannot get a record that is less than what, than 0. So that's less than 1. Okay, so it's an invalid record. Okay, so I hope you are together. So the selling price, of course, the selling price, you will get it from the what, from the stock item. Okay, so selling price, of course, it should be in what, in the stock item here. I hope you have selling price. Okay, we have selling price here. So we have here the quantity, so we can get the selling price. The selling price, we get it from where, from the stock category. Okay, stock item is where we have the selling price, and then we have the total sales. So the total sales, will get them from total sale of this record is equal to the selling price times the quantity. Okay, so we'll be able to get the what, the total sales. So you can make sure that you also maybe update the quantity of this item by saying quantity equals to quantity, like this. So you can pause the video and see the logic that we have done there. Okay, so here you get the stock item, which we are creating the record for, and then here we get the what, the what, we get we get the company, we update the company ID, we update the stock category. This is an item, stock subcategory, so there's an item, and then we also get the SKU, we get the name of the what, of the category, and then we get the measurement unit, and then the description, all this stuff, get them from here. So you can pause the video and look at this very carefully of how I've achieved that. Okay, So now it is okay. Now we can go ahead and create a record. So I can come here and select the item, this one, and say maybe 5 and submit. So everything is okay. Everything is okay. Only that we have not validated. Sometimes someone may need to create a record. May need to create item that the quantity that is more than the available record. Okay, the available stock. So we are going to see how we can solve that problem in a way that if a stock is it has run out, we should not. For example, if you have like 5 kilograms in your stock, someone should not be able to create like something of 20 kilograms or sales of 50 kilograms, something like this. So let us go ahead and avoid that. Okay, so to avoid that, what you're going to do, you're going to say, so here on creating, of course, on creating, we're going to get the, let's get the available quantity. So you can get the available quantity. So we can get the current quantity. Of course, the current quantity is here. So each stock has a what? Has a current quantity here. Okay. So you can get the current quantity. Current quantity equals to stock item, and then the stock item, it has a current quantity. Stock item then equals to current quantity. So let us go ahead and surround this one with ABS also to make sure it is not negative. But let's leave it like that. Okay, maybe we can put here integer to typecast it to make sure that an integer. Okay, let's just leave it the way it is, because in future we may deal with. Okay, so current quantity. So we check if the current quantity is less than what? Is less than the quantity that someone is trying to create. Then you can say insufficient what? We throw an error and say insufficient stock. So this one will help us not to do insufficient things. Alright, so that is it. And now, after doing that, now the next thing that we're going to do is to update the stock. Of course, you see here the problem is after you have created a stock. Okay, here we have used 5 kilograms. Okay, but if you come here to the what? To the stock subcategories, you can see the current quantity has not reduced. Okay, so you have to create a logic in a way that every time we create a record, it does what? It does reduce the current quantity. Okay, so we can do that from here on creating. So for now, we shall also accept the updating. Okay, so you can say maybe new quantity equals to current quantity minus the quantity of stock. Okay, so after we do what? We go ahead and update the stock quantity, current quantity, and make it what? And save it, the stock item, and then save it. Okay, so you can see that. So you're getting here the new quantity, which is equal to the current quantity minus the quantity that you have sold or that you have let the stock out, and then you say current quantity equals to new quantity, and then you say quantity, equals to new quantity, the one that after we have subtracted, and then you say new quantity, and then you update the what? The stock item. All right, so this stock item also has to update the what? It has to update the stock subcategory, and the stock subcategory also okay, the stock subcategory. Okay, so here we're going to go on the stock item and listen to update. Okay, and listen to updated, and then we update the what? The stock category. So let's go to stock item. So this is the quantity of the stock category here. I guess I believe you're getting my point here. So this is the point when we are doing what? We are reducing the stock quantity. Okay, and then you save. So let's go now to the stock item, and then also update the stock subcategory. So let's go to the stock item, and then we come here to updated. So we're going to listen here to updated. Okay, of course you've already listened to it here. I think it's already implemented. So again, when it is updated, it goes ahead and update what? The stock category. Okay, the stock subcategory. So if we go to the stock subcategory and see how we update. Okay, so let us go to stock subcategory. So update self, it just gets the what? The sum. It gets the sum of what? The sum of the available stocks, and then it updates the current quantity. I think we've already gone through this already. Only that we need to update here the profit, and of course the profit and it's going to be from the sales. Okay, so you can check if it is a sale, and then you say maybe profit and. Okay, let's go ahead. So here in the stock subcategory, okay, here in stock subcategory, also maybe we forgot to do one thing, is the, I think we've already done it, is the what? The active financial year. I think that's already done. So here the profit and, okay, let's come back to this one. Okay, let's first make sure that the quantities are reducing. Okay, for example, let's go ahead and come here to stock items. Let me delete this record. So we're having 10. So let's come here to the stock items. Stock subcategories. We're having 10. We're having oh, it has already, okay, stock subcategory here, it has already updated it. Did call it on delete. Okay, stock record. Okay, so it is just on okay. All right, so now we are having here, I want us to test. For example, let's go ahead, let's come here to stock items. Oh, I've deleted the stock items. Let me first delete this stock record. Okay, let's go ahead and add a single stock item. Okay, come here to stock item. Let's add one stock item. Maybe we can put it, this ice cream, and then maybe we can say test ice cream. Okay, all right, so after we say maybe it should be automatic, and then you can put here maybe the buying price, maybe it's 100, the selling price maybe it's 150, and then the original price, the original quantity, we can say maybe we have maybe 500. Okay, so you can come here and put maybe some details and then submit. So you have this single unit of what? Of ice cream. So we're going to see if this one, if we create a record, if this current quantity is going to reduce So we shall just simply come here to stock records, and then come here and create a new record. And then after let's say ice cream test ice cream, this one, there are 500 pieces. Let me say maybe it's a sale, and then maybe we can say we have done what, we can say maybe today's sales, and then you can say maybe we have sold maybe 50, and then I submit. So when you submit, you can see let's come here to the to the stock items. You can see the current quantity is now what, is now 400 what, 450. It was originally 500. So you can see it is working. And then if you come into subcategory, see this ice cream we have 450. So it is working. Okay, it is working. So we can go ahead and create another test and maybe try to sell 150 pieces of ice cream. I say maybe sell 150, maybe some test, say 150, submit. So if you come here to the stock items, you can see available quantities, we're having 300. If we come here to stock subcategories, you can see available quantity, we're having 300 pieces. Okay, so that is working properly. That is okay now. So the only thing that is remaining is the updating of profits. Okay, how much profits have we made? Okay, so because here supposed to show expected profit, it is here, and then the profits earned. I think that is the only thing that is remaining. Okay, the earned profits. All right, so this one can be calculated by calculating the sales. So we can say maybe only the profits shall be calculated from sales, and then the rest will be maybe a loss. I think we will need a column of a loss. Okay, maybe you can calculate loss by subtracting the profits from the expected price, from the expected sales. All right, so you can see the only column that is not populating is this column of profits earned. So profit earned will be calculated from sales. So this column is where it is on subcategories. Okay, so subcategories, we shall go to subcategory. What is subcategory? Subcategory, it is here, the class. So you see we left this profit earned, we left it. So we are going to put it where? We are going to put it in where? In update self here. Okay, in update self, it's where we are going to put it. So how can you calculate the profit earned? So the profit earned is going to be the total sales of this particular item, the total quantity sold of this particular item times the total selling price, the selling price. Okay, so that is the profit earned. Okay, so it's the category, the sales. So we're in this subcategory, right? We're in subcategory. So we're going to get total sales okay, so I'm going to calculate total sales. Let us first come back. So this is a stock record. You're having here the selling price and then the total sales. So total sales was a multiplication of quantity times the selling price, and then you got the total sales. Okay, so to get the total sales of this subcategory equals to stock item. So we get the stock item where, so you get stock item where the stock subcategory is equal to this. Is it stock record, not stock item? I think stock record. Okay, so let's go ahead and say stock record where. Okay, so the first where be like, the first where is where the subcategory equals to this subcategory, and the financial period equals to this financial period. So in case there is maybe all the records, we shall not look at them, and then sum the total sales. So this is how you can get the what? The total sales of this subcategory. Okay, then we go ahead and then say profit earned is equal to total sales minus total buying price. Total buying price, already we have it here, I've already calculated it here. Okay, I think like that we shall be able to tell whether someone is in loss or not, and then we do what? Go ahead and save. Yep, I think that is okay. So profit equals to, so let me come back how I've calculated the profit. So total sales, so we get the total sales of this particular category, all of them. You know, we have this column called total sale, this one who are saving the total sales, okay, which was generated from the quantity times the selling price, okay, minus the total buying price of items in this category. And the total buying price of item in this category, we have already calculated it up here, okay, in update self. Okay, and then we can tell whether you're in loss or not, like this. All right, so by doing like this, you'll be able to know the profits done or the profits made. All right, so I think that's okay. So let us go ahead and try to now, so that is for the subcategory. I think we shall also need to do for the categories. Yeah, for the categories, I think the way how we have calculated is not that normal, because what is going to be doing, it's going to be saying that every time is in loss, as long as the sales have not been completed. Okay, so maybe what we can do here, we can get the profits per sale. Okay, so once you sell, then you can count that one as what? As profit. Okay, so maybe we should get the profits per sale, because if we do it like this, then it means that it's going to be getting the wrong values. So what you're going to do, maybe you're going to add here the profit column. So we should be able to do what? To calculate each column per sale. So in case it is a sale, then we shall go ahead and calculate as what? As a profit. All right, so and then here we'll just be getting the sum of profit per record. That one will help us not to keep in negatives, because if you do it this way, it means that the records are always going to be negative as long as the stocks are still what? Are still there. So let's add one more column here on stock out record of profit. Okay, profit. So let's go to our important commands, and then you guys, I hope you're hearing me, because I've not disconnected. Yes, I've disconnected. All right, so let's go to our stock out records. All right, so in this table we're going to add one more column, so we shall be determining the profit per what? Per record. Yeah, that will help us. All right, so we're going to add column maybe. So come here and say migration, create migration, add profit. Column to stock records like this. Okay, so let's open the second terminal and we run that one. Okay, so we come here to this and add one more column to each cell. Okay, and then say float profit. Okay, so by default it can be 0. Okay, profit by default can be 0. Okay, so maybe we can keep integers. For now, let's keep integers. All right, so the profit, that is going to be the profit. So let's go back to our stock record. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate profit. So how shall we get profit? So profit is equal to be total sales, total sale minus buying price, you get it, times the quantity. Okay, so I repeat, profit equals to total sale, which is here, minus the stock item buying price, okay, times the quantity that you have sold. I think that we shall be able to do what? To get the total profit. So that is how we shall get the total profit. Now, coming back to the stock subcategory, profit shall be the sum of, like this here. So I can just come and put this one here. So profit is going to be just the sum of this. So we can say if it's not a sale, so there are some things that we can know whether it is a sale or a loss. So if you see here on the stock item, on the stock record controller, we have type of what? If we have type of what? Of these ones. Okay, so now after we've got the profit here, so we make sure that the profit is positive. So to make sure that the profit is positive, we just simply say ABS like this, then it will give us the positive profit. Okay, now we're going to determine whether it is a loss or profit depending on these on these types. Okay, so we can just simply say if the type is a what? Is a cell. Okay, if the type is a cell, then profit is going to be positive. So you just simply say ABS, and then this one will make sure that it's positive. Okay, then else profit equals to, we make sure it is negative, so it is a loss. Okay, -1 times the profit. I think this one should be right. Trying to think here. So if it is a cell, if it is a cell, okay, or if it is a cell or internal use, then we shall count that one as what? As a positive. Alright, I think we may not even do this from here. We can do it from up to Alright, so if it is a cell or it is an internal use, then we can consider that as a what? As a positive. Get it, eh? You can consider that one as a positive. So we put here ABS. Right, I know it's already been calculated here. So if it is internal use, maybe we have used it or we have sold, so that's going to be a positive. So we put here ABS and make sure it is what? It is positive. And then maybe that's when we shall also go ahead and calculate the profit. Okay, calculate the profit like that, which is equal to the profit of total selling price minus total buying price. All right, so if it is not, then we make sure that we multiply it and make it a what? A negative. So total sales is going to be 0, and then the profit done is going to be 0. Okay, yeah, I think that's okay. So the profit is no profit, or maybe you can make it a loss instead, but okay, let's make it like there's no profit done and also there is no sales done. The sales is 0, and in case it is not one of these, then it is the total sales is 0 and the profits are 0. I think that is okay. Yep. So you can think deeply and see how you can do much more logic on that. So we shall only calculate profit if there is a what? If it is either sale or it is used internally. That's when we shall do what? Calculate the profit. And then also remember to update the what? The stock category here. And make sure that you sum up these to be the profits. Alright. So the stock subcategory, do they also have profit earned? Let's go ahead and see. Stock subcategory, stock category. Stock category, which is here. Okay, stock category. Let's go to it, press Ctrl and click on it. So it is here. So it also has profit earned. I think the profit earned is also calculated by the same way. Since the stock record has a what? Has a category. So you can just go ahead and say where the stock category ID is equal to this, and then you say in this particular financial year, and then you say profit earned. I think that's what the name you used. Profit earned is equal to the total profit of the stock record that have been created. Yeah, I think that is okay. Only that we need to call also this on update. So come here to stock subcategory, update self. Okay, so maybe also need to call this update self of category. Where are we calling it? We're not calling it anywhere. We need to call it when the stock category changes. Okay, so you can come here and add up updated hooks,